What's going on YouTube? Today's project we're going to be building this grinder stand. I need a bench grinder for grinding the tungstens for my TIG welder. I don't want to mount it to one of my workbenches. It'll be a standalone unit. This is just stuff I had laying around the shop. I got a couple brake rotors down on the bottom, some 2x2 square I used from building my welding table, and then a couple little pieces of angle iron and a piece of plate. It's a pretty simple project, really not helpful. Let's get to it. So we'll start by cleaning up the material, getting ready for weld. I'll go ahead and put a pretty solid chamfer on the 2x2 square where it's going to meet the plate. This is the plate that's going to mount to the bottom of the vise. Just laying everything out. Going to go ahead and put some radiuses on the corners, and then I'll cut it out on the portable bandsaw. After laying out the whole location for on the plate, we're going to go ahead and drill with an 1/8 inch, I believe like a 1/4 inch, and then a 3/8. We're going to step up in sizes, and we'll use a little bit of oil just to keep the drill from overheating. Figuring out the location of the holes on the rotor to the angle iron was more of a little bit of a process. I took an offcut of the upright that I was going to use, clamped that together, put it upside down on the rotor itself, and then center punched it, and then we're going to do the same step up the drill sizes as we did with the plate. Here we're getting everything lined up. Go ahead and put the bolts in, actually do like a mock-up test of this before we actually tack it together and then weld it up all the way. The piece of plate that I used had an existing hole in it, which is not ideal, but it should be fine. I went ahead and ran 2 passes on this and just went ahead and tacked it in place, made sure everything's level and plumb, and then went and finished it up. For finish on this, we're just hitting everything with the wire brush, and then a little bit with the sanding pad with my random orbital sander. After that, we'll wipe everything down with acetone and put a couple coats of rattle can on it. For the final assembly, I went ahead and used nylocks on everything. The grinders have quite a bit of vibration. I actually ended up putting some rubber pads on the bottom side of the rotor in between that and the concrete to kind of dampen the vibrations.